Now I remember why I was putting this off for so long. Of the many titles I get requests for, one of the most suggested is definitely X. Based off a still unfinished manga series by Clamp that's been on the shelf for the last 10 years, the film adaptation is equal parts Cardcaptor Sakura, Gothic-inspired art, and sheer what the fuckery. I'm stone cold serious. Remember what I said about Vampire Hunter D in my review? This is one of the most maddening sits I've ever had to go through on this show, and it's easily the worst standalone adapted anime film I've ever seen. Wrong! I hate to prove myself wrong after only a month, but no. That title has been usurped by X. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that not only is it the worst adapted anime film I've ever seen, it's damn near one of the worst anime films I've seen, period. That's right, I said it. I ain't taking it back. I've never met anyone who says that X was a great film, but I've met plenty of people who give X a free pass because of its art. And I won't lie, it's very impressive. Both on a technical level and an artistic level, the visual design and animation are some of the most striking examples of the medium, Japanese or otherwise. I don't want to downplay how good the film looks, or the obvious work that went into the visuals from the animators. So get that, X apologists? Everything I say from here on out does not apply to the art. Got it? Okay, good, because besides the visuals, X is a shit sandwich. You know you're in for a sit when the very first scene is a guy's mother appearing before him in the negative zone before her clothes burn off, rips a sword with the Star of David on it from her own uterus, before finally exploding into Bako bits for no reason. Oi, I always told you I'd exploded right in front of you while I was naked, but you never listened to me, do you? Where'd I go wrong with you, Bubba? And then we abruptly shift gears to some girl who's dreaming about Bubba holding a glass world, and then there's two of these assholes, and we haven't even reached the 5-minute mark, people! Alright, to clear the air, on subsequent viewings, I can get the importance of scenes like this, but if this is the first time you're ever watching X, this is like reading Finnegan's Wake in Sanskrit.
I've returned to Tokyo, Mother. What am I waiting for?
Oh, I don't suppose you could be waiting for clear character motivation? Maybe some nice exposition? Hell, at this point, I'd settle for a literal list. Well, my wish kind of comes true, as Bubba's dead mother somehow communicates to him that he should seek out the dragons of heaven and proceeds to list them off. Guys, I am so far beyond asking the hows and whys that I might as well be reviewing in Klingon. Pok il telap. And bamf, we cut to a fight scene between two people we've never seen before, apparently duking it out because they hate each other. Not because they're on opposing sides, oh no. The film makes it very clear they're killing each other for personal reasons.
The dragon of the heavens that you represent will meet my dragons of the earth. But that is for the future. This is a fight to the death between two personal foes.
Why do these two nameless D-bags hate each other? I'd like to think it's because one of them caught the other cheating on them with their immigrant landscaper Raoul. It's as good a reason as any. And not 3 minutes later, the two of them unleash unholy hell on each other and kill themselves. So soon? Darn it, I was getting so attached to What's-His-Face and What's-His-Face.
I had a dream last night about Kenway. It's 6 years since I last saw him, so I don't know what he looks like now. But I know it was him in my dream. Grown up and good looking. Strange thing is that there were two of him. What an odd dream it was.
But what made it really odd was when they double-teamed me and I squealed like a stuck pig. Normally, I'm very quiet during nasty group sex.
We miss him, don't we?
Yes, even now, after all these years.
Yes, all those years he spent, doing things. Are we going to explain one goddamn thing in this movie, or am I just pissing in the wind? These are our supporting characters, James Haven and Angelina Jolie. If you're confused about my nicknames for them, just wait a little bit, you'll catch the reference. Subtle product placement there, Potsy. Well, you can count on me to keep artistic integrity and keep corporate sponsorship at a bare minimum. Just like the prices at your local Sizzler. Sizzler, where you don't have to feel guilty for ordering the salad bar and then filling your plate with fried chicken. Sizzler, at least we're not Denny's. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. But, luckily, Bubba drops in and saves his two childhood friends from the violating tentacles of the violating computer machine of the Earth Dragons, who attack them because... So Bubba and James start hallucinating, and bam, more trippy scenes. Apparently, Bubba is destined to decide the fate of the world, so says this floating girl in a bubble with hair that would make Unalesca weep with jealousy. However, in a clever twist of fate, it seems that James is destined to oppose whatever decision Bubba makes, so says floating girl's evil and much hotter sister Elvira. God damn it, does evil have the market cornered for stacked chicks? Why can't the good guys load their side with bountiful blouse bunnies? But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Time for more time-wasting battles. Some Earth Dragons corner the three and demand that Bubba come with them, but luckily the Heaven Dragons have Bubba's back.
Don't forget, if the creator of that power shield's killed, which he could be at any time, drowned for argument's sake, then the power of the shield will be nullified and the full force of the damage will be felt.
Well, that's the theory.
I've seen it with my own eyes. A dragon of the heavens died and its shield crumbled. Let me show you how it was.
Oh man, he shattered that line bad. While everyone is busy with their super Kamehameha wave attacks, Elvira kidnaps Angelina from under their noses, but James manages to get after her.
Kamwi's beloved, you will bring your lover here to me so that I shall know his future. Fuma, do you come uninvited to share this dream? Or are you the lover Kotori summoned?
Yep. Her lover is her brother. Excuse me for one moment. Wasn't this movie fucked up enough without having to throw incest into the mix? Talk about derailing a movie, you could throw in random shots of Holocaust survivors and it still wouldn't be as jarring as brother fucking. Damn it, I'm gonna be hung up on this if I don't find something to snark on fast. Quick, movie, give me a stupid line.
So I have found him. The Kamwi who'll defeat Kamwi. His twin star. His other being. No matter which dragon Kamwi becomes, Kamwi will always be there to counterbalance what Kamwi does. Won't he, Kamwi?
That'll do, movie. That'll do. So it's here that Elvira imparts onto James his destiny to oppose his best friend Bubba and join the Earth Dragons, sacrificing humanity so that nature could go on without the depredations of man. So James knows that Elvira kidnapped his sister lover, and he's being asked by her to join her in killing his best friend and all of humanity. Why in the holy hell would he agree to this?
Who will do the will of God on earth, but there is another who has the power to defeat him. Who will put the earth before everything. That is you. Join the dragon of the earth. Join us in destroying Tokyo's power shields as a first step to saving the earth. And saving Kotori as well, your sister and your love.
Wait a minute. I thought I was trying to save her from you. I can't say no to jugs like those. I like to play. Bubba is led to meet Unalesca in person, who imparts onto him, again, that he needs to save the Earth by becoming a dragon of heaven. And to drive the point home, she shows himself killing Angelina if he doesn't become a dragon of heaven. So Bubba has to be coaxed into doing the right thing and be proactive. Why should I root for this asshole again? So, with the lines drawn and alliances forged, Bubba and James, once childhood friends, are now fated enemies, destined to fight until one perishes. But that will have to come later as the story grinds to a halt so that we can watch the other members of the Heaven and Earth Dragons duke it out and kill each other. So, why is Bubba here all that important? Yeah, I know he's destined to save the world and junk and he has awesome power, but how come the story treats him like he's made of wet tissue paper? He doesn't fight anyone outside of those two from earlier until near the very end of the film, and even in that fight, he was pulled back so that the other Dragons of Heaven could fight his battle. In fact, Bubba doesn't even draw his sword that his mother killed herself to give him until the very last act of the film. Most of the fight scenes are between these warring dragons that we don't know, nor will we ever know, because their fight scenes always end up with one or both dragons dying. So we get fight scenes between people we don't give a shit about, while the main hero, who we really don't give a shit about, dicks around and acts like an asshole. But at least the art's pretty.
So I am the other, huh? Who decided that? Just because Kanawi told me, does that make it so? Do dreams really tell us what may be? Kotari, where are you?
You dickhole! You know that Elvira has kidnapped your sister lover. Choke the bitch until she squeals.
What does it mean? To save the Earth? From what? For what? For the scorpions and centipedes that survive the destruction of man? I came to Tokyo to protect the people I love, and I'll fight for them!
When? When will you fight, asswipe? You protected two of your friends from extension cords, and since then all you've done is whine and mope. You know what? Fuck both of you shit stains. I hope you choke on each other's severed dicks. Bubba finally runs into an Earth Dragon himself, and the little pansy is knocked around like a rag doll. Luckily for him, a 14-year-old girl saves the day. Can't she be the chosen one? She seems way more capable than this asshat.
That's Yuzuria's power shield.
So she's under attack. Yuzuria's just turned 14. She's nothing more than a kid. She's never been in love, hasn't started down her own road. It's tough. Maybe we should have told her to stay down with Hinoto.
Going soft in your old age? You think we could help her out?
Bet we could.
Let's go.
Oh my god, look at those two speed demons go, trying to save their ally in the nick of time. Don't twist an ankle, you two. So in the last 25 minutes of the film, Bubba finally uses his powers in a fight. Barely. Meanwhile, James dukes it out with the remaining Dragons of Heaven, even though we never actually saw him attain magical powers, and then he bamfs away because, and this causes Bubba to stall because, the story needed the 14-year-old to sacrifice herself.
I'm sorry. I wasn't much good to you, was I? I've never been in love as a woman can be in love. I'd like to have known someone who'd cry when they buried me. Can we? Promise me that you'll fight to protect those you love.
Fuck, at this point, I'd settle for the guy fighting for the people he met on a bus. And then the movie cuts to an Earth Dragon wrecking shit in Tokyo. I don't know if this is supposed to be James or what. In fact, I'm not even sure why this scene is in here in the first place, outside of being expensive padding. So Bubba wakes up from the destruction to find himself cornered by one of the Earth Dragons, but then James shows up and kills the Earth Dragon, even though he's on their side. You know what's sad? James, the bad guy, does way more to stop the Earth Dragons than Bubba ever does. I'm serious. James goes mad with power, I think, and he winds up killing the rest of the Earth Dragons. Why? Who cares? Someone has to save humanity. Might as well be the guy who's allied himself with the people who's trying to kill humanity.
You killed Kusanagi on the roof, and now, apparently it's my turn. Why? We were allies.
You're wrong. I don't remember allying myself with anyone.
Then how the fuck did you get your powers? Clipped enough box tops? More than that, James finally gets it in his head that Elvira could take him to his sister lover and forces her to do just that. But instead of trying to save her, James rips his own sword out of her uterus.
It is time, Kotori. Time to give Kamui what is his. Have you forgotten the first sword? It belonged to the Dragon of Heaven, but you carry another sword, Kotori. Inside you, which belongs to the Dragon of the Earth. I must take what's mine.
Guys, it just hit me. If his sister is his lover and she has a sword for him in her uterus, does that mean Bubala's mother? Ah! 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 Ah!
The shields that enclosed Tokyo and guarded against destruction could resist any attack. But you didn't reckon on the Dragon of the Earth. The Dragon of Heaven will be defeated, and Tokyo's power shields destroyed.
James pretty much cleans house with the rest of the Dragons of Heaven, leaving only Bubala left.
I will send you to the Tokyo Tower, Kamui. The final shield. There you will play the drama to its conclusion.
Holy shit, people. Strap yourselves in. This ought to be riveting. The final showdown between childhood friends turned mortal enemies. The ultimate battle that will decide the fate of the world. How will this epic confrontation play out? One single slice. God damn it, I already used my Tenchi joke last episode. Yeah, that's it. Everyone on either side is dead, Tokyo is a wasteland, and Bubala plays us out with the mother of all crygasms.
What did it work? This isn't how it wanted it. What happened?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna let you have this movie. You don't get to have a sad ending just because you want to have a sad ending. You gotta earn that shit. So no, you're not gonna end like this. This is how you're gonna end.
What did it work? This isn't how it wanted it. What happened?
Oh, I will lower myself to fart jokes if I could take this Titanic piece of shit with me. Fuck this movie! X is nothing but overblown visuals with almost no story to back it up. What little coherence there is hopelessly distilled and nonsensical, leaving the entire plot a jumbled mess. Yeah, I'll say it again, the visuals, taken on their own, are nice. But if the audience has no investment to the characters, or they don't care what's at stake, then the action is boring, and I hate this film because of it. As I stated before, there are many kinds of stupid movies, and X is the worst kind of stupid movie. The kind that's so up its own ass, it's popping out a hole in its neck. Although, it's not like I can't enjoy a stupid movie. Till next time.